Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Friday Podcast. This is a new beat I just made recently. I know it's been a minute, late, but I'm feeling great. Hope y'all feeling good too. Yes, I'm brushing my leg. They say it's supposed to be good for you. My leg's itchy. They say you're supposed to be, brush all your hair everywhere. Damn, I didn't take my allergy pills today or nothing. Ain't that about a bitch? I'll do that on the break. Might as well skip today. Whatever. So, it's been a crazy month. We're already in June. I didn't record an episode in May because May was Cray. I worked at a school. It was the last month of school. Everybody was ready. The kids were exasperated. I was exhausted. All the activities that had to be completed in the last month. All the cleaning and moving and man, hold up. It was wild, but it was good. I can't complain. I'm blessed. I've gotten a lot of sleep since I've been on vacation, made some clips, trying to get them subscribers up, the views up. Shout out to you if you're a new subscriber, old subscriber. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support and the love. It means more than I can express. So, I live in North Texas, D-Town, G-Town. We had some storms. Now, before these storms came, I think Houston had some. And I got a family of Blue Jays that lives in my backyard now. I just saw a couple. So, one of my cousins sent me this video that it shows like electromagnetic waves and stuff being pushed into the atmosphere, and it's causing all kinds of stuff. When we had that storm, it was crazy. It wasn't tornado, but we had like winds that were so high. There was trees that were knocked down, and if you're from around here, you know. Thank God, I didn't lose my power. It went on and off a couple times, but thank God it didn't go out. I have a lot of family members that did lose power. I know there's people that still don't have power, and it's been like a week. Quite interesting way to end May. The chaos that was May ended in chaos. A lot of stuff's been going on. Fauci's going to court. Trump was in court. I think Hunter Biden's about to go to court. I ain't trying to go to court. Thank you for y'all support. I used to be a dork. I still am of some sort. Welcome to my resort. This is my report. And graduation's been happening. Shout out to everybody that graduated, class of 24. Welcome to the world. It's a wild place. It's not the same place it was when you guys were kids. It's not the same place I was when I was a kid. That's for sure. Oh yeah, and I grew a mustache. I don't know if I had one last month. If I did, it was the beginning of one. I think I had one on the odd pod. But I didn't realize that I haven't grown out this baby since I started the podcast in 2020, which is bananas. Let's see, what size t-shirt is X? Oh, I need to respond soon. About to be my son's birthday coming up, 4th of July, America's birthday too, baby boy. Blessed, man, definitely blessed. I've been putting out the lyrics of 34/7. Yo, highs and lows. There's something to that song, cause that one got a lot of plays. What else? I've been cleaning up. You know, my dresser's not as dirty as it was. You can kind of see, well, you can't really see it the way the camera's angled. I got rid of some junk. I even cleaned this off a little bit. You know, being on vacation is good, but it's bad because I'm at home and I'm chiefing and I'm drinking caffeine and I'm just living like if I'm making a lot of money. I'm not. But it's still good to be off. You know. I've been real, like, just being alone sometimes for a few hours a day, it makes you real reflective. And as a dad, I start thinking about these moments that I regret. For instance, this was actually recently. My mom asked my son, like, what's your favorite kind of cookie? And he said, damn, the AC was loud, little bitch. He said, raisin, oatmeal raisin. And me being an asshole, just my knee-jerk reaction was like, what? More than chocolate chip cookie? And I kind of shamed him. And he was like, nah. But I realized, and I apologized recently, I was like, hey man, I think it's amazing and awesome that your favorite cookie is oatmeal raisin. That's special. I said, I apologize if that made you feel bad about it. And he's like, he laughed out loud. He said, it's cool. I like the grandma kind. And I was like, you know, the soft grandma cookies. I mean, that's dope, man. That's dope. I'm the loser, who my favorite cookie is the same thing as half the other world. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people love chocolate chip cookies, so I'm just a clone. I'm ditto. So yeah, that and just certain things, man. That it's like, damn, if I go back, but you can't. But you can apologize and make amends, and whether they accept it or not, he accepted my apology, right? He didn't have to, but for him too, it's like it's better to let go. Now, that's something small. You know, I know a lot of us have relationships with our parents or with our children that are bigger things that we want to apologize, and I think you should go ahead and apologize. I don't think that takes away from any of your dominance or your ability to parent or anything like that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, so the last day of work, it was bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? I was happy, but then I was also like, man, I wish I wasn't so antisocial and dependent on weed and, you know, there's some deep shit. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna drink by myself. And then I was sad because some of my coworkers aren't gonna be coming back next year. And I'm like, next school year in a couple months. I started drinking some whiskey that I had. Now I can't drink a lot, so I mix like, I don't want to barely taste it, so I'll put like Kool-Aid or V8 energy, and then I'll just like splash, 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 splash. I was getting buzzed though. And I started listening to Alanis Morissette, and then I got into Papa Roach, and then I started listening to some Korn, and I really got into, like, that night I got into nu metal, and I was like, oh, I understand it. It seems like to me, like, if you're Mexican American like I am, growing up, you either were around people that liked metal or you were around people that liked rap. I grew up around people that liked rap, but I had homies that grew up around people that liked metal, and I always respected it. I didn't understand it. I didn't dig it. But now I get it. I'm like, oh, but some of that shit, like I was into the first Korn album. Yeah, well, you can't do that today. Some of those songs would get you canceled. But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was jamming the shit out of it. All right, let's get into some random questions from 3,000 questions about moi. All right, number 1,096, random page that had empty. How do you deal with shallow people? Damn, that's kind of fucked up because I'm kind of shallow myself. So how do I deal with myself? I struggle with that. Nah, I don't really fuck with shallow people, but I am a little shallow, but not like, I don't know, man. It depends on your definition of fucking shallow. I'm getting stressed out just thinking about, am I shallow? Am I not shallow? I'm not really shallow. But I have shallow tendencies, I guess you could say. So how do you deal with some? I mean, you just like, fuck off, man. If somebody's shallow and you don't like it. What was your happiest dream about? I don't have a lot of great. I mean, my favorite dreams are the ones where that I've had that I can recall, are the ones that I'm in love and I have a girlfriend and she loves me and I'm super happy and we're just in love and we cuddle and shit. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still single. But that's my choice. But, you know, if the perfect, because I'm shallow, if a dime came by and she was like smart and sweet and nice and shit, but whatever. Who is your favorite superhero? I wonder if the Ninja Turtles count as superheroes, because they're my favorite. If it's not Ninja Turtles, I'd have to pick Spider-Man. If it's not Spider-Man, Batman Beyond. I have a Spider-Man up there. You probably can't see it. You might be able to see him. What compulsions do you have? Oh. So, I have this thing. This is weird. I get it from my dad. I'm gonna throw him under the bus before I throw me under the bus. I'm coming with you, pops. Sometimes I smell myself, like see if I smell. Smell my skin. It looks like I'm just wiping my nose, but really I'm like, okay, I smell clean. Weird, fucking. I'm not gonna say anymore. Can you build a house of cards? I've never tried. And is this metaphorical? Yes, I can build a house of cards metaphorically. Physically, literally? I don't know. Do you often have a tune in your head you can't name? Nah, that's ridiculous. Any tune I have in my head I can name unless I just made it up. Has someone ever been promoted over you who you felt was not qualified for the job? You know, what's funny is when I was at Levine's, I should have been promoted to assistant manager or some shit, but they didn't want to give it to me. But I wasn't ready, to be honest. I didn't want the responsibility. But one time I got sick and I had to miss a couple of days, and the manager was like, see, this is why you didn't get it. And I was like, well, I gotta be perfect and shit? And he was like, yeah. And that dude, shout out to that dude, Mr. Chavez. I don't even remember his first name. He was from California. He came to Texas. He looked like a little lowrider dude. He looked like a Mexican version of the guy of the boyfriend and Bebe's kids. And somebody, I don't know who, and this is when I learned what a chode was, but somebody said Mr. Chavez was a chode in our restroom, and we all had to go to a meeting for it. I ain't know what that was until they told me, what the fuck is a chode? If you don't know what a chode is, it's like a short, small, chubby little fat dick, but it's short. But he didn't know Spanish, so the customers would get mad because that's how talking to him in Spanish. He's like, oh, I don't know Spanish. Let me and it's like, bro, you're in Garland, Texas. You're from California. You look like a fucking lowrider. You can't speak Spanish. Get the fuck out of here, dog. No. But he did end up leaving. I outlasted him. He was like, we gotta get this store to not be like a flea market anymore. Like, we gotta be like Foley's. And I was like, bitch, Foley's dog. No. What is the definition of a soul to you? In a few words. What's a few words? 3 words? I'm gonna try to do it in one sentence. soul, a gift, a blessing, and a responsibility. Boom. Bro, I like this shit. A gift, a blessing, and a responsibility. Oh, that's a soul, baby. If you could go on an adventure tomorrow, what adventure would you choose? Like, if I just have money to blow? Austin. I'll go to Austin and try to say a couple. I'll try to go and kill Tony or something like that. I gotta get some jokes ready. That's scary. How do you feel about fracking in a few words? What the fuck do I know about fracking? Supposedly it's bad for the environment. I have no idea, man. Fracking was like a buzzword whenever this came out. What is this, 2019? Let me look it up. So we ain't heard about fracking since like COVID came out. Like, where did fracking go? Yeah, this came out 2019. Alright, I wrote a quote on here from Kid Cray. It said, "Don't tell me to be cool, this is as cool as I can be. Man on the Moon 3. The One. Mr. Solo Dolo 3. I need to listen to that song again. Would you rather swim in a pool or the ocean? Probably a pool. Pools don't have sharks, there's no parasites, there's no monsters or whatever the fuck. Aliens. Are you possessive? Yeah, man. How much? Oh. I don't like to share my shit. I've gotten better about it. But I'm so possessive that when I was younger, I used to do coke. I would not want to share. You know, a lot of people want to share. I did not want to share. I didn't want to share shit. But that's ever since I was a kid. I used to count out the pizza slices. Like, how many pizza slices you getting? I didn't even pay for this shit. What are your top 3 bloggers or blog sites to read? I'm going to say my top 3 podcasts right here, right now. Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. Fuck, what was the other one I was going to say? Bad Friends. Oh, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. The third one is hard. But it's probably between Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee and Kalila, his ex-girlfriend, Joe Rogan, and Flagrant 2. What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? Bro, what the fuck kind of question is that? What's the most sensible thing? I said in my song, I was like, love is the weapon, the tool. Wait. Yeah, love is the weapon, the tool, and the goal. You know what I'm saying? You fight hate with love. Wait, what was it? Love is the tool you use when you need something and you don't have any tools. You always have love to give. And then I'm just making this shit up as I go. And then the goal is love. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, birds and bees, monkeys and chimpanzees, butterflies and trees. All right. So apparently I haven't done this angel spirit animal. I was gonna say angel number, spirit animal. Black and white butterfly. I've talked about white butterflies and black butterflies, but never a black and white butterfly. So I looked it up because I saw one the other day. Spiritualdesk.com says, everywhere you look in nature, you can find symbolism and meaning. This is especially true of the beautiful butterfly. Seeing a black and white butterfly often indicates finding a balance in life between two sides. It signifies the presence of an angel in your life and inner growth. Spirit Animals and Symbolism.com says that the spiritual meaning of seeing a white and black butterfly is duality and balance. The union of black and white in the delicate wings of a butterfly signifies life's equilibrium between light and dark energies. It reminds us that within every individual there exists a harmonious blend of opposing forces. GaianSoul.com, because Earth, another name for Earth is Gaia. So that's G-A-I-A-N-S-O-U-L. Life is a dance of light and shadow, and the black and white butterfly beautifully embodies this dance. They encourage us to find harmony between our spiritual and earthly selves, nurturing our souls and connections. In moments of solitude, it's good to reflect on your journey. ButterflyRealm.com says a black and white butterfly holds a particular place in symbolism, often representing the duality of life, the balance of dark and light, the yin and the yang. It encourages individuals to maintain a balanced perspective on life, embracing both joys and challenges with grace. Very interesting indeed. Moving on. All right, angel number 898 is a symbol of immortality, according to sunsigns.org. It is immune to demise. This number also tells you about fairness and compromise. It would help you if you saw your partner's needs, share their joys, and accept their flaws. Oh, this is when it comes to love. It would help you if you move to a new level of affection every day. Damn, that's pretty vague. I don't know about that. Angelnumber.org says 898 has the equivalent. It's a sacred number bringing special vibrations. In fact, it brings good luck, happiness, success, and success in your trade-related business. Heavenlynumbers.com says that 898 carries a powerful message from the angels, urging you to embrace your innate qualities and strive for personal growth and improvement. Sorry, I'm all fucked up on this one. It holds the energies of abundance, success, and humanitarianism, encouraging you to use your talents. SoulSync.com says that it conveys a message of hope and optimism for your future endeavors. If it's appearing in your life, it's a sign that you can trust the process and have faith in the divine timing of your journey. The angels are telling you to remain calm and not to give up hope. Numerologynation.com says that 898 encompasses the vibrations and positive energies of 8 and 9. With 8 appearing twice, it has double the influence. And 8 discharges vibrations of practicality, self-confidence, inner strength, self-discipline, efficiency. And then Anahana.com says that 9 is a sign of culmination, universal love, and soul purpose. It encourages you to embrace positive changes, new beginnings, and your humanitarian nature in your spiritual relationship and professional journey. So that was a rough one for me to read, guys. I didn't proofread. Alright, so I had a dream that I was cutting my hair and then I fucked up. I messed up, and then I was like, fuck that. And I just had a So I looked it up. InsideMyDream.com says shaving the head in the dream often symbolizes freedom from limitations and restrictions, leading us to the interpretation of liberation. This act is considered to be a bold step towards change, as it involves the removal of hair, which is a significant part of our physical appearance. AlloDreams.com says, dream of shaving your head but leaving a little bit behind. If in your dream you shave your head but are leaving some of your hair behind, this may mean that you're not yet ready to fully face the new decision that you have made. You may want to show others you want to live life differently but are still hesitant. RegularDream.com says, symbolic connotations of a dream about shaving your head. Being generous. Such dreams might reflect your positive behavior in life. Since the act of shaving your head can be associated with the act of giving something dear to you, it can surely mean that you are generous in your waking life. SpiritualNexus.net says shaving your head in a dream often suggests that you are undergoing a significant transformation. It can represent a cleansing, a reset, or a complete change in your life. This aligns with the idea that hair represents our thoughts, beliefs, and ideas. So shaving it off can denote a shift in your mindset. DreamJourneyer.com says letting go of control can bring a sense of freedom and liberation, allowing you to navigate life with a lighter and more open mind. The dream about shaving your head serves as a reminder to loosen your grip and embrace the unknown possibilities that lie ahead. Isn't that beautiful? Very, very beautiful. Let's see, what's next? Anxiety news, movie review, and badass women in history. We shall be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, this shirt right here is from my little baby sister, Kimberly. Shout out to you. She picked it out for me. Adidas, look at that shit. Fly. Isn't that pretty cool? All right, I'll be right back. Welcome to Anxiety News with your host, Christopher X Chaos. This week we have 4 stories for you that have to do with anxiety. Number 1, ketogenic diet shows promise in treating anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders. From news-medical.net. A recent Nutrients Journal study reviews the potential beneficial effect of the ketogenic diet, or KD, on anxiety, depression, stress, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. So KD is characterized by low carb, high fat, modest protein, which makes up 5 to 10%, 65 to 80, and 20 to 25 of total energy, respectively. Several studies have demonstrated the benefits of KD managing various pathological conditions. For example, the KD offers potential advantages for cancer treatment or cardiovascular health and inflammation reduction. This is literally saying that every problem, many of these problems are caused by bad diets. Additionally, KD has been associated with both neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory effects that prevent and co-treat a wide range of psychiatric disorders. They say that gut health leads to mental health. That's one of the big parts of it. Conventional treatment approaches for the management of mental health disorders include psychotherapy, pharmacotherapy, or both, each of which may have undesirable side effects for some individuals. Therefore, there is an urgent need to develop novel therapeutics that lead to better outcomes and tolerability. The current study involved an extensive literature review on the beneficial effects of KD on stress, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and depression. To this end, I didn't mean to point at you guys, I mean to point at me. To this end, scientific databases include Scopus, PubMed, and Web of Science were carefully searched using efficient and representative keywords to identify eligible animal and clinical human studies. Don't know what that means. Some of these keywords included ketogenic diet and anxiety, ketogenic diet and psychiatric diseases, ketogenic diet and mental disorders, so on and so forth. Articles published in English were included in the analysis, whereas those published in non-peer-reviewed journals, commentaries, and editorials were excluded. Across different mental health disorders, KD interventions are associated with both similarities and dissimilarities in their therapeutic efficacy. Overall, animal studies demonstrated that KD effectively mitigated symptoms of anxiety, depression, stress, bipolar, and schizophrenia. Although KD has been shown beneficial effects against depression in animal studies, the available clinical evidence remains mixed. This divergence in results could be due to differences in sample size, study design, participant category, blah, blah, blah. So it's mixed. Similar differences between animal and clinical studies were observed regarding the anxiolytic effects of KD. Not all studies showed improvement, blase. The relationship between KD and stress responses is complex. Only one study reported higher adrenal sensitivity in KD-fed rodents. For schizophrenia, KD has been shown to offer beneficial effects both in animal and clinical studies. Does that mean that there's drugs in some of the food that when you're eating bad food? One study examined the complex relationship between sleep, psychiatric diseases, and brain metabolism. Another study evaluated the effects of KD on depression, cognition, social and dietary behaviors, and anxiety-associated behaviors. Conclusions. While there is some evidence of the beneficial role of KD in the treatment of mental health disorders, more research is needed to establish its clinical utility. A key limitation of the current study could be the presence of bias due to differences in the methodologies used in the review study and limited availability of long-term follow-up data. Thus, future studies must mitigate the methodological limitations of existing studies. Optimize treatment protocols and investigate the molecular mechanisms through which KD may influence mental health disorders. Additional research is also needed to establish the safety and efficacy of KD in psychiatric care. So the journal reference is, Chrysafi, M. Jacobidis, C. Papadopoulou, S.K. et al. 2024, the potential effects of the ketogenic diet and the prevention and co-treatment of stress, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder, from the basic research to the clinical practice. From Nutrient 16, 11, 15, 46. Very interesting. But yeah, I mean, basically what it gets down to, your diet, and so I don't know if this is right, but it says the keto is showing chicken, bacon, fish, cheese, strawberries, almonds. Well, it's just showing healthy shit. So interesting. All right. Let's see. Young men and boys may silently struggle with anxiety and depression. Life can be a lot with work, but what about for your kids? Especially young men and boys who may, this is from WFSB.com. This is written by Mark Zinni. Especially young men and boys who may not open up as easily as girls. No pun intended. As part of our Healthy Minds, Healthy Lives series, we're looking at how they may be silently struggling. As a director of Old Saybrook Youth and Family Services, Heather McNeil works with kids to open up through what she calls positive youth programming. People are very comfortable here, and it's been in the community for a long time, so I think there's a lot of trust and confidence in the services that we provide, said McNeil. For the past years, they have been developing a boys' council, specifically to help a group of students often struggling in silence. We've gotten more referrals from, I would say, grades 3 through 8 of young boys within the last 3 years specifically, usually around social emotional connection, building skills, and anxiety and depression, McNeil said. Yo, the COVID thing fucked up a lot of people in a lot of ways. I'm very honest, that's my own opinion. I'm very honest, very open. I don't really hide too much from these kids, so if they ask me questions, I'll share. Or if I kind of get the feeling like something is going on, I'll ask, said Justin Alessio, program coordinator and clinician. Together with colleagues, Alessio works with many boys and young men these days, going into local schools or welcoming them in the office to talk and help them cope with school and other challenges. The goal isn't necessarily to get rid of what we deem the negative emotions of sadness and anger and things like that. The goal is to learn better ways to regulate those emotions, regulators, to process them and to handle them, Alessio said. Some of the biggest issues facing young men and boys these days are anxiety and depression. Signs of anxiety can include being afraid of school or places where they have to be social, worrying about the future, and physical symptoms can include heart pounding, dizziness, and shaking. Signs of depression include feeling sad, hopeless, or irritable, changes in energy, eating, or sleeping patterns, and having a hard time paying attention. They don't necessarily want to identify or admit that they're struggling, so getting them to feel safe and comfortable to do that is a challenge that I do face, said Adam Starr, licensed marriage and family therapist. Now that's Starr, S-T-A-H-R. Although his training as a licensed marriage and family therapist, Starr builds relationships and trust through his training. We try to keep it fun when they come in and welcoming. It's supposed to be a warm, friendly space where you feel comfortable and safe, and really try to create the environment here in the space. The bottom line is your sons don't have to sit in silence alone. Parents should trust their gut and they know their children, and not to have any doubt around that, and not to be ashamed or shy about reaching out for help. So this is the Connecticut Youth Services Association. Wow, this should be everywhere. It's a good idea. Boys Council, because yeah, man, it's hard out here for both genders. Let's be honest, but it's just different. Alright, now I thought this was pretty cool. A new weighted hoodie from Champion wants to calm your anxiety. You know how they got those weighted blankets and shit? This is from MSN.com. Now, I thought this was interesting because I didn't know that Champion designed the first hoodie ever, supposedly, according to this stuff. Alright, so Champion, the athletic apparel company credited with the invention of the first hoodie, has developed a weighted hoodie in collaboration with Thera. The weighted hoodie uses microbeads to tap into the same benefits provided by a weighted blanket, such as easing stress and lessens feelings of anxiety. It may offer wearable relief to those with mental health conditions. According to Champion's press release, the idea for Champion's adaptive prototype came from the 2022 brand survey, in which over 90% of people between the ages of 19 and 35 expressed interest in a weighted wearable product. We want people to speak about mental health and destigmatize the needs that these products can meet. And Champion is committed to giving individuals that support they need with adaptive fashion that fits for all, said Vanessa Lefebvre, global president at Champion, in the press release. This isn't the first weighted clothing to hit the market, though. It's nice to see such an intentional product from a big brand. Starting in September, you can get your hands on a Champion weighted hoodie in stores or online. So how it works. It weighs 8 pounds, which might sound like a lot, though for reference, weighted blankets can weigh anywhere from 5 to 30 pounds. It's made from Champion's signature reverse weave fabric with the proprietary sea onion quilting that ensures the weight of the microglass beads evenly distributed over time. The jacket was designed specifically with neurodivergent needs in mind, and Champion put a lot of details into the hoodie. Not only does the hoodie provide the benefits of a weighted blanket, but it also offers two sensory experiences to choose from. One side has a textured, quilted feel, while the other is smooth. Damn, I want that motherfucker now. If this wasn't enough, the hoodie also intentionally lacks a traditional label to accommodate those with sensory issues. Yeah, because sometimes kids in pre-K be like, yo, can you cut off this tag? Instead, you'll find all the care information in this throwaway label in the pocket. Finally, the cotton draw cord is longer than normal, allowing neurodivergent tendencies like fidgeting or twirling. With that much going on, you might wonder how hard it is to care for. Thankfully, the Champion weighted blanket hoodie is machine washable. The question is, can a weighted hoodie really help reduce stress? The Champion weighted hoodie is a sign that brands should offer adaptive clothing, but can it really help you? As is the case with weighted blankets, there are some big claims associated with weighted clothing, like being able to help ease anxiety, depression, ADHD sensory issues. The benefits of weighted products come from deep pressure stimulation, the same thing that makes hugs nice and why babies are calm when swaddled. When stressed or anxious, our nervous system kicks into high gear and the sympathetic nervous system takes over, triggering our fight or flight response. Deep pressure stimulation relaxes the nervous system by stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. It drops cortisol levels and increases serotonin and dopamine. Man, I need that mug right now. I just started feeling sad. I started thinking about how I didn't try to get a hug from this person I might never see again. While weighted products aren't a recognized treatment option and won't cure your anxiety, they may ease symptoms in the moment. The Champion weighted hoodie means that relief doesn't have to be limited to just your home. Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Shout out to Champion. They're on the up and up because, you know, they got hated on for a long time. All right, last but not least, this is from Bloomberg. Tesla's rolling cuts leave workers confused and in constant anxiety. Let's see. It's a different kind of anxiety. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. Let's see. So apparently his plan to slash at least 10 of the company's workforce, and he's not done. The rolling job cuts are likely to extend through at least June. People familiar with the matter told us. So somebody was laid off in April. It would be a relief to know that they can breathe and focus on their work without the gray cloud of uncertainty looming over. Some still with the company say Musk has sapped morale by prioritizing a robo-taxi over a $25,000 electric vehicle. They also say a mission that had inspired legions of Musk acolytes has been muddied. The tumult, some of which has been self-inflicted, has contributed to Tesla's shares slumping nearly 30% this year as the close of trading on Monday. I mean, I think people are starting to see that these cars ain't what they're cracked up to be. Nor the trucks. And the side effects and the negative aspects of those type of vehicles. Alright, hope that didn't give y'all too much anxiety. Hope it quelled it a little bit. I got a little bit of anxiety thinking about hugs and lack of hugs from beautiful women, but it's okay, man. One day I'll get them. My voice went up high. It's okay. I love y'all. See y'all next time on Anxiety News. It's all go to the movies. Hopefully they don't sue me. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Friday podcast. Movie and show reviews. Today we're going to review a movie called Tenet. And this movie was so confusing. I don't remember much about it. So let's do a real quick review. So Tenet is a 2020 science fiction action thriller film written and directed by Christopher Nolan, who also produced it with his wife Emma Thomas. A co-production between the UK and the US. It stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, Dimple Kapadia, Michael Caine, and Kenneth Branagh. Somebody's name is Dimple. The film follows a former CIA agent who is recruited into a secret organization tasked with tracing the origin of objects that are traveling backwards through time and their connection to an attack from the future to the present. Nolan continued his relationship with Warner Bros. And his production company, Syncopy, for the film's production and distribution. It took him over 5 years to write the screenplay after deliberating about its central ideas for more than a decade. Pre-production began late in 2018, casting took place in March 2019, and principal photography lasted 6 months from May to November in Denmark, Estonia, India, Italy, Norway, the UK, and the US. After delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Tenet was released in the UK on August 26, 2020, and the US on September 3rd, 2020, in IMAX. See, I don't even remember that movie coming out in 2020, but there was a lot of stuff going on, and I guess I wasn't really going to the movies. It was the first Hollywood tentpole to open in theaters during the pandemic and grossed $365 million worldwide on a $200 million budget, making it the 5th highest grossing film of 2020 despite struggling to break even. The film divided critics but was nominated for 2 awards at the 93 Academy Awards, winning Best Visual Effects, and received other accolades. The visual effects were very cool. I cannot lie about that. They deserve that one. Man, the plot is so crazy because this dude has to fight this other dude, and that dude is connected to somebody. They never reveal who in the future, and that dude's sending him stuff and technology from the future, and then they're sending bullets backwards, and it was so confusing, man, but it was very cool to watch. But it never really made sense to me, in my opinion. There's time travel, there's sci-fi, there's secrecy, there's and then the dude's gonna kill himself, right? And that's gonna kill the world for some reason. I still don't understand why. And they just call him the protagonist. They don't even give him a name. But he's later revealed as the founder of Tenet. Very interesting. I guess that makes sense. So Robert Pattinson was the protagonist's handler, later revealed as a long-term associate of the protagonist. Yeah, that was cool. The reveal was cool. Michael Caine, I don't know any of these other people. Excuse me. He began working on the script in 2014. He conceived the ideas behind Tenet over the course of 20 years. Like, this movie could have been, maybe it needed to be spread out more. It would have been better as a trilogy, because they could really get into the future, because they don't really get into who's pulling the strings, like, for real, like, who's behind the main antagonist. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. The film's prologue also played in select IMAX theaters before screenings of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. In August 2019, Warner Bros. Debuted a 40-second teaser ahead of Hobbs and Shaw previews. Somebody from IGN described it as Inception with time travel. Inception, I need to rewatch that one because from what I remember, it was already. I don't even know if I watched the whole thing. Maybe I just seen clips of Inception. So yeah, it wasn't too successful. Whoa, it's his most expensive original project. I mean, you really got it, and it was a gamble. So I respect him for putting it out. You know, as an artist, not everybody's gonna it's gonna divide the critics, cause it's like you start getting real what's it called? Experimental. Some publications reported the film got a cult following among science fiction enthusiasts and Nolan's fan base. Vino from the iPod put me onto it. He swears by it. It goes into so the complex plot and character timelines, ambiguities, and hidden details have been analyzed, leading to various fan theories and interpretations. So there's palindromes, temporal paradoxes, and free will, scientific accuracy. It's wild, man. But it's above my head. It's above my pay grade. But because it's really cool to watch, and it's Christopher Nolan, and the respect, it's at least a 3 for the average viewer, in my opinion. Probably deserves better, probably deserves more views, but I think if it would have been like a couple movies at least, or 3, just really spread out, because I want to know more about the story, you know? Oh yeah, because Tenet, forward and backwards, is spelled the same. Yeah, that's their like race car and Taco Cat. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with one of the last segments. Much love. See y'all next time at the movies. Let's all go to the movies. Hopefully. Boom. Welcome back. If you left, if you didn't, I'm welcoming myself back. Bum ba da bum. Badass woman of history. Kalpana Chawla. Now I learned about her because of last month was American Asian Pacific and Pacific Islander Month, Appreciation Month, and so I took it upon myself that I pick important inventors and scientists and stuff like that, astronauts. I did that for Hispanic Heritage Month. I did that for Black History Month, Women's Month, or whatever. I mean, not whatever, but you know, so anyway, I learned about Kalpana. Now, her story is kind of crazy, tragic in a way, but inspiring. So, she was born March 17th, 1962. She passed on February 1st of 2003. So I was still kind of a kid. She was an Indian-born American astronaut and aerospace engineer who was the first woman of Indian origin to fly to space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in '97 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator aboard STS-87. Chawla's second flight was on STS-107, the final flight of Columbia, in 2003. She was one of the 7 crew members who died in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster when the spacecraft disintegrated during its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere on February 1st of 2003. Chawla was posthumously, I don't know how to say that word, posthumously awarded the Congressional Space Medal of Honor, and several streets, universities, and institutions are named in her honor. What's crazy is, so on her Wikipedia, it says where she was born in Karnal, Haryana, India. It says she died, she was only 40 years old, but in 03, right? It says over Texas, U.S. Because I guess they were trying to get back to Houston. Her resting place is Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Alright, so early life and education leading up to it. She was born in a Punjabi Hindu family, the youngest of four. She was born into a conservative society where she broke several traditions to become the first Indian-born female astronaut. She completed her schooling from Tagore Bal Nikatan Senior Secondary School, Karnal. Growing up, Chawla went to local flying clubs and watched planes with her father. After graduating with a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Aeronautical Engineering from Punjab Engineering College, India, Chawla moved to the United States in 1982. In 1984, she graduated with a Master of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington, shout out, and went on to earn a second master's in 1986 and a PhD in Aerospace Engineering in 1988 from the University of Colorado, Boulder. In 88, she joined NASA's Ames Research Center, where she initially conducted computational fluid dynamics research, I don't even know what that is, on vertical and or short takeoff and landing concepts. Much of Chawla's research is included in technical journals and conference papers. In 93, she joined Overset Methods Incorporated as vice president and research scientist specializing in simulation of moving multiple body problems. I guess they're still talking about the ships. She held a certified flight instructor rating for airplanes, gliders, and commercial pilot licenses for single and multi-engine. Also, she flew airplanes, seaplanes, and gliders. After she became a naturalized U.S. citizen in April of 91, she applied for the NASA Astronaut Corps. Chawla joined the Corps in March of 95 and was selected for her first flight in 97. And it took 4 years. First space mission. So her first space mission began November 19th of 97 as part of the 6 astronaut crew that flew the Space Shuttle Columbia flight, STS-87. She was the first Indian woman to go into space. Oh yeah, this was dope. She spoke the following words while traveling in the weightlessness of space. You are just your intelligence. Chawla traveled 10.67 million kilometers, as many as 250 times around the Earth. On her first mission, which logged more than 376 hours, which is 15 days and 16 hours in space. She was responsible for deploying the Spartan satellite, which malfunctioned, necessitating a spacewalk by Winston Scott into Cowdoy to capture the satellite. A 5-month NASA investigation exonerated Chawla by identifying errors in software interfaces and the defined procedures of the flight crew and ground control. After the completion of STS-87 post-flight activities, Chawla was assigned to technical positions in the astronaut office to work on the space station. Interesting. In 2000, Chawla was selected for her second flight as part of the crew of STS-107. This mission was repeatedly delayed due to scheduling conflicts and technical problems, such as the July 2002 discovery of cracks in the shuttle engine flow liners. This shit just built a whole nother ship. And technical problems such as the July 2000, On January 16th, 03, Chawla finally returned to space aboard Space Shuttle Columbia on the ill-fated STS-107 mission. The crew performed nearly 80 experiments studying Earth and space science, advanced technology development, and astronaut health and safety. During the launch of STS, Columbia's 28th mission, a piece of foam insulation broke off from the space shuttle external tank and struck the port wing of the orbiter. Previous shuttle launches had seen minor damage from foam shedding, but some engineers suspected that the damage to Columbia was more serious. NASA managers limited the investigation, reasoning the crew could not have fixed the problem if it had been confirmed. When Columbia re-entered the atmosphere of Earth on February 1st, 2003, the damage allowed hot atmospheric gases to penetrate and destroy the internal wing structure. Damn, I'm getting stressed out just thinking about how they felt in that moment, which caused the spacecraft to become unstable and break apart over Texas. Chawla died along with the other 6 crew members. After the disaster, space shuttle flight operations were suspended for more than 2 years, similar to the aftermath of the Challenger disaster. What was the Challenger disaster? Oh, that was in 86. Yep, but that was like in its flight. So I wonder if that one was the... Because there was one that had like kids and teachers and shit or something. Is that the Challenger? Yeah, they took a school teacher on that one in 86 and she died. Sucks. On that one, that was in 86. Alright, so construction of the International Space Station was put on hold. The station relied entirely on the Russian Roscosmos State Corporation for resupply for 29 months until shuttle flights resumed with STS-114 and 45 months for crew rotation. Chawla's remains were identified along with those of the rest of the crew members and were cremated and scattered at Zion National Park in Utah, according to her wishes. Man, that's crazy. So on February 5th of 03, the Prime Minister of India at the time announced that a meteorological series of satellites, METSAT, was to be renamed Kalpana 1. 74th Street in the Little India of Jackson Heights, Queens, New York City, New York, has been renamed Kalpana Chawla Way. The Kalpana Chawla Award was instituted by the government of Karnataka in 2004 to recognize young women scientists. NASA has dedicated a supercomputer to Chawla. Novelist Peter David named a shuttlecraft the Chawla after the astronaut in his 2007 Star Trek novel, The Next Generation Before Dishonor. The University of Texas at Arlington, where she obtained her master's degree, opened a dormitory named Kalpana Chawla Hall. In addition, the university dedicated the Kalpana Chawla Memorial in Netterman Hall, one of the primary buildings in the College of Engineering. That was in 2010. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Imagine a movie that ends like that, bro. I'd be crying. Man. So in 83, she was married. After the Columbia disaster, Harrison was approached by filmmakers to make a movie on her life, but he refused because he prefers to keep their life private. I respect that. It would be an incredible book or a movie, but you know, Hollywood would pimp out and mess up the story. But man, that's crazy. R.I.P. Alright, so now I gotta find an instrumental. We'll do a freestyle and wrap this up with a bow. You already know. I'm a mother pro. Alright, be right back. Ladies and bros. Yo. We come to the end of the show. Shout out to NSM Beats. Alright, here we go. Drop the beat, man. Yeah. Sometimes I get faded or elevated. Like cheese, you get grated. I get jaded. You get played. Man, I've been saying I'm like a Super Saiyan. You can call me Rap Vegeta or Goku, I beat ya. Either way, without the heater, or with the heater. Yeah. Shout out to Reefer. Got the beeper. Man, got the pager. Old school for you haters. We alligators. 'Cause we'll see you later. Yeah, in the swamp. Getting popped. Man, these bars drop every time, and you hoes flop. I'm coming up, I'm running up. These haters think I'm giving up. Never mind, coming through, sipping lane. Nah, boo, I'll just be sipping on some water and some tea. Smoking on some green, that's all I need for me. To be a G ever since I was birthed out the canal. Man, I go hard, I'm an animal. Man, I've been so damn wild ever since I was like 15, a child. Yeah, I try to chill out. Like cards I peel out. Clips go blam blam. Hammer, I hope it doesn't jam. Like the MC, keep it OG. What it do, call me CXVB. That's the initials. This the initial beginning of the end for you. Thistles, I'm making up words. I ran out of flow, man. I'm about to flip some birds. Nah, not really. I'm gonna keep on flipping verbs and nouns and adjectives. And you know, you heard who the best in the game. They used to call me Kane. Now they call me Chris. What did you miss, Mr. Chaos? I'm about to shoot these haters off. Man, pay the cost to be the damn boss. Man, I'm a floss, but I ain't talking diamonds. I'm talking my teeth. Yeah, they gonna be shining. Man, I be rhyming like haters be two-timing. That's every damn day. Man, you talk a lot of shit, but they ain't down to spray. Yo, my flow is like an AK. The way it brat, okay. I don't know. That was pretty weak. But we did it, yo. I kept talking about guns because it was like, it's called Glock 21. Alright, man. I'll see y'all next time. One love. Peace.